When I created my first Roblox account at 9 years old, I had one goal: to make games. I had previously been trying to make games on Scratch, a simple coding site for kids. I wanted something more advanced and heard about Roblox. At the same time, my dad was learning to code himself. Although the languages he was learning were Ruby on Rails and web developing languages, I wanted to do the same for game design. But when I started trying, I realized that scripting was much harder than I thought. I watched so many Alvin Blocks videos on how to make simulator games and how to script things I wanted to have in my games, but at 9, all of that information was lost on me. After starting a handful of projects, I gave up. 8 years go by, it's 2025, and I'm still on the platform, addicted to the same simulator games I always wanted to make myself. I started doing YouTube and found success off of it, still in the back of my mind thinking, one day, I'll finally go and make games, like I wanted to do when I first started. If I were the same age starting off today, I would have a strikingly different experience. Now, there are hundreds of videos on how to make any game you can possibly imagine using AI. Artificial intelligence, a thing that in my 9-year-old mind didn't exist, and still didn't exist until 2020 when it randomly spawned in. God just dropped this new update and it was gonna change the world as we know it. Through the years, I occasionally dabbled in Roblox Studio, making a game here and there for a video, but I really hadn't learned much besides how to navigate the studio, and when it came to Lua, the programming language Roblox operates in, I had no clue. So I just didn't work on anything until last March. I must have been watching some Roblox devlogs because I once again became obsessed with making a Roblox game of my own. Recently, Talanthric, a YouTuber I'd known at the time and was relatively friendly with, had made a game with the help of a team of developers, and it took over Roblox. Toilet Tower Defense. Although cringe at face value, was one of the biggest games of the year, made by someone I knew. I wanted to do this for myself. But of course, with how stubborn I was, I wanted to do everything on my own. That quickly became a problem. Now, the idea for my game was to use meme culture on Roblox to my advantage, just like Talanthric did. I came up with print money to pay off your crippling debt. This might sound random, but with the recent success of a game studio, Badass Experiences, they had consistently followed a formula of telling a story through the game of a simulator or a tycoon, and using an eye-catching, clickbaity title, just like YouTube. Making scam calls to save your best friend tycoon. Feeding rich people trash simulator. Making memes in your mom's basement at 3 a.m. tycoon. These games all took over the Roblox algorithm in recent months. I figured this was the strategy I needed to use to succeed. So I planned out what I wanted in my game. Firstly, a storyline with animated NPCs, following your progress through the game, ultimately leading to its ending. You start in a business meeting with investors, and the IRS raid the room and arrest you. You wake up in a warehouse with $1 trillion in debt and only one way to pay it off: printing money. The rest of the game would just follow a simple simulator format. Now, these things ended up being much harder to do than I thought at first. At that time, AIs had already been extremely relevant online, and I figured I could use this to help in the creation of my new game. Since I still had very minimal knowledge of how to actually code the features I wanted, I loaded up ChatGPT and started asking all the relevant questions. How do you simulate with a plot, deplace, a microprinter, and a upgrade, and a printer with one better, also animation that goes gameplay, certain milestones. I'm killing myself. That was the ChatGPT voice. Yeah, unfortunately, I thought that these chatbots were more powerful than they are in reality. Or I guess I misunderstood them. They can't build the whole game for me. What I ended up doing was explaining every part of the Roblox Studio system and describing specifically what I needed done. And with that, I was able to get the AI to script everything I needed. This took me days to make any progress, but with my lack of coding knowledge, this was the only way I was going to do it. Many times the scripts I got back wouldn't work or would have lots of errors in them because AI isn't perfect, and a lot of the info it stores can be outdated by like years. But with a couple sendbacks and tweaks, all the scripts eventually worked. Through this process, I learned more about coding than I ever had before. After 3 weeks of working on my game, I was actually able to start scripting solely on my own, building out parts and understanding how the system worked. Since I don't have a job and don't go to school, when I start a project, I get absolutely sucked into it. And this was doing that to me. I had so many things I wanted to do, I got burnt out. But before that happened, I had created my own loot box gotcha system for getting random printers, made an online store to also purchase them, a time boost that would run out after 10 minutes, and a pretty decent plot editor to place down your printer. Before we move any further, let's just make sure we all know exactly what AI is. After asking Google, they gave me an AI-generated answer. How lovely. Artificial intelligence is a field of study that involves creating machines and computers that can perform tasks that usually require human intelligence. Beep boop. It basically compiles everything on the internet into a data set and learns from the info on how to do things. There you go, back to the story. I barely dabbled in the animation part of it because, unfortunately, this was something AI couldn't really help with. I did make a truck that came in and dumped your package that you purchased, but I accidentally did it server side at first, and it caused so many bugs I just gave up on doing anything else. Even since just last April, AI has made so many advancements, especially for game development. There are better AI tools now that are designed solely for developing Roblox games. And during my hiatus from Roblox Studio, YouTube blew up with hundreds of videos of people doing the exact same thing I did. I guess innovation comes in waves, and everyone had the same idea. When I started that project, I had only watched one video of someone trying to use AI to script a game, and it was a nothing burger. They asked the AI for a game idea, and then haphazardly threw together free models into the workspace relating to the game idea, and said,
"Well, I guess AI isn't replacing game developers anytime soon."
AI is a genuinely useful tool for the beginner and even for experienced developers to save time, especially as it's advanced in recent years. It can actually understand the systems you've already built into your games and add on to them. This is going to change the platform, and I think it already is. I'm not trying to glaze AIs, but I see this tool as it is, a tool. It speeds up the process of work and allows people to create more with their time. And I've seen people on Twitter talking about how AI is taking away the jobs of artists and writers. And while that's true as a blanket statement, I think it's more in depth than this. Companies are dumping billions of dollars into research of AI to find uses for it. Their goal is to replace everything that's repetitive with AI. This isn't going to take away just writers' jobs, it'll take away everyone's jobs at some point. So how about we all just put the fries in the bag? Okay, I'll be less cynical. Let's think about it like this. Industries throughout history have changed after facing major innovation. We don't have factories full of people running printing presses anymore. These people lost their jobs to new technology. It sucks and is already happening to low-level writers like Alex Wee from this recently viral video. Now let's move away from this debate and focus on what this actually means for Roblox. Many have already noticed games all over the platform using AI to replace the game art we see, which is controversial, and so far, it seems to be backfiring on these games, with just the pure backlash from the community. And as of right now, on Roblox, you can spot a slop game with an AI thumbnail from a mile away. The Roblox community needs unique games that are made by passionate developers, not more slop cash grab games. And I don't see why AI can't intertwine with this in a positive way. Many indie dev studios don't have the money to pay for a massive team of developers, but with AI, hypothetically, they can speed up the process and focus on the storylines, the human aspects of the game that we love and are easy to tell apart from the corporate slop companies currently think AI should be used for. For instance, this is a beloved Coca-Cola ad that worked really well in the early 2000s. And this is the AI slop Coke recently tried to use, likely to show investors that they are investing in AI, which is the future. It really does look bad. Oh my gosh. Now sure, things will eventually change as AI gets more and more advanced. I suppose soon I'll be putting the fries in the bag and AI Quibble Cop will be my replacement. The future is bleak. Okay, so AI is advancing game development today. But over the last 15 years, Roblox itself must have had some major changes, right? This is the Roblox client from March 2007, before I was born. Besides the graphics, most of the Roblox Studio UI looks the exact same, especially the Explorer, Properties, and Output tabs. From 2007 to 2012, not much changed, and if we wait another 13 years, the modern-day Roblox Studio visually remains the same as well. Obviously, many advancements have been made, but they're mostly behind the scenes and noticeable if you're a daily user of the studio. One of the most recent being a new rendering system Roblox just announced, occlusion culling. This basically makes it so anything that's not directly in view of a player's camera isn't rendered. If a player is looking at a wall and there's 100 trees behind the wall, none of the trees are rendered, heavily optimizing every game that has it enabled. So, with Roblox Studio constantly updating and changing to become a better tool for developers, of course they want to implement AI tools as well. In the research for this video, I've seen a lot of interesting videos showcasing what a new developer can build with AI. This is Aimcraft, a beginner developer who wants to make a first-person shooter. He uses the recently added gun template provided by Roblox and wanted to make it better to suit his own game. He encountered some problems using ChatGPT to help script the features he needed, so he switched over to Claude AI, after it being recommended by a friend. This was a better suited chatbot made specifically for programming, and he says it worked 10 times better. He's been able to make some real progress, and he's still doing devlogs if you want to check him out. Anyways, every time you ask ChatGPT anything related to coding in Roblox, you need to specify making this in Roblox or scripting in Lua. This is more work. You need to describe every part of the Roblox studio, but with more advanced AIs, you can really just describe what you want in a human way, and you can be helped. So people are already making money from these fully AI-made games. This guy, TEG, claims he made 10 million Robux from an AI skibbity toilet game. Well, I'm not sure what to think, but it's a good proof of concept, I suppose. This is a real world example. You can do it too. Please make something better though. Maybe I'm just a suck up artist or something, but I really want the things that I create to be appreciated for the hard work I put into them. Like this video. Sure, I could ask ChatGPT to write a bland article about how AI is replacing game developers, but it would take away my own critical thinking, and I wouldn't feel good about it. A world without purpose for the average person is a scary place. That might be the future we're facing with AI. I'm not sure. I need something to work towards or else I'll be depressed, and I can tell you that from personal experience. These last few months for me, I've been lost, not sure what I want to create. Every time I attempt to make another Roblox game, I eventually burn out, filled with self-doubt over whether or not it'll actually succeed. And all of my previously successful YouTube channels are in decline. Attempts at doing what worked before, not working, it put me in a rut. That's why I'm putting in more effort, trying to make a change. This is my original YouTube channel. I'm going to revive it, and I'm doing it with content that I enjoy making. Sorry about the tangent, but I personally don't believe in the idea that when one person succeeds, it prevents another. A lot of people think this way. I could never make a popular Roblox game. So, even with the tool of AI, I don't think it'll change the landscape of what games do well and not. People will still quit at the first sign of failure or trouble, just like any other form of work. But the people that push through it and keep trying and innovating and working harder than anyone else, they will succeed. And you can be that person. Okay, I'm just becoming a motivational speaker now, but this is what I really believe, and it's the mindset that keeps me going. So the reality is, do whatever you enjoy. Do you hate AI and love the challenge of programming everything yourself exactly how you want it done? Do that. Recently, Roblox itself has been heavily investing in AI, just like every other company right now, because if you're doing anything AI related, your stock shoots up to the moon. Some companies have been adding the letters AI into their names and doubling their value overnight, even when they aren't connected to it at all. This is an AI texturing feature Roblox just released that, while not perfect, will attempt to texture your models with any prompt you put. It's had a few shortcomings, like it banning people who ask for zombie texturing and blood, which is so stupid. Those bans are also being sent from an automated AI system. You gotta love that. They've also created their own AI system inside of Roblox Studio. Although slightly hidden, while you code, you may notice suggestions popping up constantly on how you can do certain things, or Roblox trying to predict what you're trying to write and trying to save you time by filling it in for you. The only problem is their assistant doesn't actually match the quality of some other chatbots you can use. Surprising since it's made by the company themselves, but in the future, it's probably going to be the only one people use. And as for me, I'm still going to be trying my hand at game development. This is a game I worked on a few months ago, trying to make my own version of Pets Go. As I've learned more about programming, I've actually used AI less. I think its most useful purpose today might just be teaching new developers the basics and helping them through the struggles of figuring it all out. Alright, I've got nothing else to say. Goodbye.